I'll tell you one.
By the sea, by the beautiful sea, you and I, oh how happy we'll be. When each wave comes rolling in, we will duck or swim, and we'll float and fool around the water, over and under and then up for air. Ma is rich, so now what do we care? I love to be beside your side, beside the seaside, by the beautiful sea, by the sea.
Hey, baby.
Hey, baby. That was fucking funny. Oh, my God.
So tonight we have a very special episode where it turns out I'm not the drunkest person in the room.
What? Who else is here?
Let me lay this out for you. My beautiful wife decided to go out and have drinks with the girls, and that's all fine and dandy. Apparently, she had 3 margaritas.
Sucked.
She keeps complaining about them, but I'm arguing that they were pretty good margaritas.
They were nasty.
They were strong, apparently.
A little bit strong. But they were nasty.
Probably because they were strong?
No. Because their mix sucks. That's just all. I still drank it.
How did you end up at 3 margaritas? That's not like you.
Well, see, the plan was to only have 2. Like, that's what we all planned on. Like, Josh had, like, the attorney, he had to go. His parents were in town. And, like, Alejandra was ready to fucking party because it was her birthday. But, I don't know. Okay, so there was 8 of us. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of us. Including little Papacito, which is Alejandra's son. So we did Papacito. And, like, we were all chilling. We were telling funny jokes. He, ha, ha, ha. And then all of a sudden, there was Alejandra and Danielle Princess and Shelly and I. And, you know, that was 2 drinks in. And when Shelly got there, she had to stay a little bit later. So whenever she got there, I got her a drink. And then she decided she was going to pay for Alejandra's ticket. And then bought me a drink after I said I was done. I'm going home. And they're like, no, stay for 1 more, you guys. I was like, I'll stay, but I don't know if I'm going to drink 1 more. Next thing I know, Shelly's bringing me a fucking drink.
I'm going to give you a warning about it. It's a very good thing to have friends that like to pay you back for things.
Man, I love the girls I work with.
It's a totally different situation when you're drinking. A prime example, it was, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, if that. I was in Orlando with my boy Tim. Shout out, Tim. Hopefully you're listening. He did my first podcast with me. It was rather entertaining. Check out Morally Wrong Podcast.
On YouTube.
It is on YouTube. Still there. Still the first thing that pulls up. But
no video, just like we do.
Yeah, but even more old school. No program, no buttons. By the way, I added a button, everybody. It's not that great, but I figured out how to add a button, so give me time. But we're in not downtown Orlando. We're like offshoot of Orlando, closer to Disney. And we're working. We're doing this McDonald's. It's 24/7. So we're doing double shifts. Well, we happen to be on a shift for this particular trip. And the subs happen to love us. So that night comes along. We got to find dinner. All of a sudden, it's me, Tim, plumbers, electricians, and HVAC guys sitting at a table. I know I started this, but I didn't expect it to turn into a game. I bought the table around shots. Thought that would be the end of it. Apparently, that was somebody's register in their head to turn it into a game. By the end of the night, I think everybody at the table had bought rounds of random shot, whatever they particularly like to drink, on top of the beer we were drinking, and I know we didn't eat enough food. So, at the end of the night, I thought I was really drunk. In my drunk mind, I wasn't thinking that Tim's had as much fucking alcohol as I have. I had bought a truck, brand new, beautiful, blacked out truck, about a month before this trip. And my drunk ass throws him the keys and goes, "You want to drive it?" "Fuck yeah, I want to drive it."
Mm-hmm.
And we go out of the parking lot, and it's raining, and he loses a little bit of traction, and we're both like, shit, that was funny. He's like, can I burn out? Again, sober me. I love this truck. But we're not talking about sober me. We're talking about drunk. I was like, fuck yeah, burn that shit out. Everything ended up all right and safe, except, remember, I told you this McDonald's is 24/7. We showed up late, like by 2 hours, to relieve the night crew that had been there all night. They were a little mad.
I would have ate your fucking face off.
They should have ate our faces off. That's what I'm saying, though. I love friends that, they're tit for tat with you. They're throwing money your way, but you got to be careful. Because they might do the same bullshit you do, and you could end up completely cantankered in a foreign city and fucking your brand new truck, burning out in a parking lot and hoping you make it back to the hotel.
Yeah, I was talking to the girls today, and like we all want to get together, and it might not be here at our little home studio, but I mean, it could be on my phone. It's not a big deal. Like, we sound okay on that too. But I want to.
You can set up straight through here, picture to picture. You can see each other, but you can record through the podcast. If I can't do it, I guarantee you D could.
Him feelings got a little hurt. I did tell him he was happy that we tried out his way of doing things. I was like, it worked out great, Mitri. Thank you so much for the advice on that. I was like, this sounds fucking good. And he's like, well, y'all, how he's like, y'all don't invite me to no podcast. I wouldn't be on there with you guys. So that needs to be our second co-host or whatever it's called.
I would put it out there. I would like to do a podcast with Mitri. Me and him had a very long conversation.
Oh my God. Our followers or whoever listens to our cast, like, y'all would like him too.
Well, the reason I would like you do your girls one, but me and him had about a 2-hour political conversation on different sides of the fence. Mm-hmm. It never happens. Everybody gets mad and they walk away and they get their fucking feelings hurt. No, listen to each other and we talked and we had a conversation. And maybe we could put that into audio form.
Yeah.
And maybe other people would follow suit and learn to fuck each other.
Because he's not from here. He is a citizen.
It doesn't matter.
Now.
He's a Democrat. I'm a Republican.
It does matter.
That's the biggest war right now.
It does matter because whenever I was listening, even though I joined in and I spoke with you guys, and said my piece too, but listen to him speak and you speak, it was. He's Democrat, yes. He's American, yes. But he was not born here. And his way of upbringing and his different political views from how he was raised up and how their shit is over there is completely different than how we are here. And it was good to hear the mindset and the viewings of somebody else. To come there to over here, and you can understand why he's Democrat, because that's pretty much like how it is over there, just in different, obviously way different. But that's why. But like you said, he's not fully Democrat. There's no way he is. There's no way he is.
I'm not fully Republican.
The thing is that people like me who are independent, okay, that's what he is. But they feel like they have to pick a side.
Because you do have to. Because you have to.
Yes, so that's why when it comes down to it, I'm Republican.
My younger years, I was a Democrat because, I felt like social justice.
Danielle is a Democrat.
Right on. But the reason I turned Republican isn't because I'm hardcore off-right. I'm not.
Right.
I'm really not. The hardcore shit can kiss my ass. I just believe in less government, less control. Let me do what the fuck I want to do. And normally, you'd go, oh, you're libertarian, except the Libertarian Party is a fucking joke, and everybody knows it. Both sides know it. They can't even produce a good candidate.
Yeah, that's Daniela. That's Daniela.
And I'll be very glad to talk to any libertarian, and I would go back and forth with you the same way. But you know your party's not in order. It's not.
Daniela's the perfect person for that.
Now, with that being said, I'll have a good conversation.
That's why we get along so well.
Yeah, me and you disagree on a lot of shit. That is probably why we get along well. Because we're not going to get mad at each other because we believe other shit.
Right. Especially because I've enlightened you and you've enlightened me. We enlighten each other, and I think that's a good bond that we're in ways. I think that's how we've gotten so far in such a short time. You know what I mean? Because we...
But basically, that announcement And yeah, no, there's going to be plenty of me and you because this is the original. They're going to hear all this. I guess the announcement there is we're going to try to put together 2 other subsidies to this podcast.
Yes.
And I'm hoping, Mitri, I hope you listen to this. If not, I know my wife will make you listen to it. So,
you damn Skippy.
I want to do one with you, and we'll do it virtually. We can do it once a week. We can do that, and then
oh god, he would love that.
I
He
would
likes
love that.
you so much. Shelly's like, I think he has a little secret crush on you, Montana. When we were outside smoking, and he came up and he was talking to me, I was like, no, Shelly. I was like, for one, I know for a fact I am not his type. And I kind of explained to her that little situation. And, like, you know, us talking about him and his type. And then I told her, I was like, look, he came over to the house like a couple weekends ago. We hung out. We, like, you know, we drank all night and had fun. And we had some great conversation. I was like, Chris and him get along great. They love each other. I was like, this fucking great relationship. So he's like, oh, really? I didn't know that. I was like, yeah, man. He's actually a really fucking cool guy. He's like, does he drink like he says he does? I was like, yes, he does. So, but
that's not fair because Shelly already knows how I drink. Mm-hmm. You know you do, girl.
Oh, so she knew. That's what the whole point. Like, she knew, like, oh, fuck, man, they were wasted. I was like, yeah, you had to take him a little nappy nap. Before he went home, he didn't go home until the next day. So.
I mean, but I also like your idea. Do your own, like, I don't know. I'm going to call it The View because, yeah, sexist comment number 1.
No, you can't say that. You can't call it really close. We could call it the
You could be Joy Bay No Heart.
Joy Bay No Heart. I can be Joy Bay No Heart.
Can I be Whoopi Goldberg?
Whoopi!
This is the only 2 people I know on that show, so don't count any more jokes for that.
Look, I only know Whoopi, so I don't give a fuck. I don't watch TV. I know that there's shit out there. You are my news, pretty much. Other than that, and what I read on, you know, media, which pretty much I stay off of. I'll take some cute little pictures, put them on Snapchat every now and then. But other than our stunts for Facebook that we do, just because we're random like that, I don't really I'll scroll through for like 2 minutes and about 5 posts, and then I get tired. I get bored. I'll check my notifications just because my iPhone fucking gives me little bubbles. And other than that, I really don't give a shit. I don't care. Like, there was a study done that the people who sit there and watch the news constantly have the highest anxiety and stress levels. They don't sleep. Their diets are fucked up. Their health is not right. I'm not going to be that person. You don't let that shit get to you like that to where it eats you fucking alive, where you're worried about every step you take.
I'll tell you why. I don't watch the news. You know that. Do we watch any news in this house? I mean, even
the only time when we watch the news is if there's presidency, because that's the one time when Trump became. I definitely watched that to the beginning to end. But as far as like news, if there's a hurricane, I need to make sure that I prepare for my family the proper way. But other than that, I don't watch the news.
I'm going to disagree with her right there. I watch less news, and I watch no news. I will watch negative news during a hurricane because they're going to tell you that you're going to die.
I just need to know where it's going. That's my thing about a hurricane.
Which one of the spaghetti model fear tactics do you actually follow them?
I just look at... Look, you know me. I'm a squirrel, okay? I'm squirrely as fuck. So I'll be like, ooh, look at all the lines. You know, I don't care. I just need to know, like, okay, how prepared should I get? And every time, I prepare less than everybody. It just makes sure we had enough booze and, you know, some candle, whatever, just in case. Yeah, water filled up or whatever you need to do. But other than that, I'm just like, hey, man, it's time to do a barbecue and cook everything in the freezer and have a gay old time. And I love thunderstorms. If I'm at home, I fucking love thunderstorms. Except for when it thunders really loud and it shakes the house, and that kind of scares me a little bit because I'm so jumpy. But I love thunderstorms. So I fucking bring on a hurricane, man. We live in a 120-year-old house. I am not scared of a hurricane. I wasn't scared of a hurricane in a fucking 1979
and we're near the coast, people. We're in Central Florida. So.
Yes, and we lived in we were 79 trailers, 80s model trailers. They were fine for the last fucking... It'd be fine. We'll be fine.
But to go back to your point, you know how I keep my sanity? I don't watch the news.
Yeah.
I don't get triggered.
No.
I don't. And by the way, let's go back to I'm Republican. I don't watch Fox News either. I believe both sides are all about panicky bullshit that will drive my heart rate up and give me high cholesterol.
That's all they wanted it to be.
So what I do is every morning on the way to work, I'm still half awake. I don't really want to jam out to my kind of music because my music, we don't know, it's kind of hard. So I listen to the news. I listen to Objectionable. They just give me the news. And if it's a story that interests me, I look it up myself. They give me the headlines. I do my research. I may be doing research from biased sources. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I'll read shit from CNN. Oftentimes I disagree with their point of view on things, and that's the problem. You watch the news, you get a point of view, you don't get the news.
But, you see, the Democrats are the same way, though. You know, it's... Some people are more brainwashed than others, all right?
That's what was my point. No, both of them are. Fox News, CNN, it's the same deal.
Yes.
You're going to get fed an opinion.
More to say my opinion.
There is no news anymore. It is opinions.
No, yes.
That's all it is.
Yes. And that's what I don't deal with none of that shit, and I don't feel like I need to.
I was a free thinker when I was a Democrat anarchist. And I'm still a free thinker now that I'm conservative.
Yes. I am proud to be an American. I am in a free country, and I am thankful for that. But I'm scared. I'm fucking terrified, man. They're talking about the end won't come in our time. Well, I don't fucking believe it. I believe this is our hell anyways. That there is no hell. You know, that, you know, your God's going to forgive you no matter what you've done or did, forgiveness or not. Atheist, whatever you want to say, I think that they're gonna, you know, because there is no hell. It's just a made up thing. Just like atheists would say, faith is a made up thing. Well, you have to believe in something. Even if you believe in nothing, you're still believing in something.
This is
and
why
that's the only way to
you
live.
Can coexist.
Yeah.
We differ, but we're similar.
Yeah.
I was raised Baptist. I am no longer Baptist. I'm a spiritual person. I'm a spiritual person based in Jesus Christ. That is a personal choice for me, but I do believe there is a hell, because I do believe you can make this, whatever this is going to be, it's malleable.
It's hell, no matter what.
No, not necessarily. I'm not in hell now.
Yes, you
I've
are.
got a teenage daughter who's a pain in my ass. I've got a wife that's a pain in my ass, and they both make me happy as shit to sit in hell.
What about all the pain you had to go through? What about the pain of an absent father?
I just said it's malleable. It's malleable.
Yes, but
hell's not malleable.
The littlest things. Look, but this is it, okay? Why would atheists point you, okay? Why?
But you're not an atheist.
Okay, no, but listen, this is my thing. I love religion so much. Like, I am so intrigued
I
by
hate religion. That's why I'm spiritual. See differences.
But I'm pagan, okay? I go back to the
pagan
fucking
is still a religion
1700s.
if you treat it. If pagan is a religion, if you treat it as such.
Yes, yes.
To some people, pagan is not a religion. It's the lack of religion.
Right, yes, because they're pagan back in the, you know, they did sacrifice animals and stuff like that, but it's more, I guess you could say it's more
so did
spiritual.
Christians sacrifice a lamb
and
a little of a son.
That's where Christianity came from, was being pagan.
Yeah, Christianity came from Judaism.
Look,
so you could say that Judaism came from paganism, but there's steps there, honey.
Look,
but my point there is that he can say that history, we weren't there for it, so it dictates what we're told. We're told something.
Right. But you notice that even
I do know that paganism is the oldest spiritual following in the world, and I will agree to that. But if you follow Christianity close enough, that was bonds that broke. I mean, everybody has their own philosophy on things, and there's an explanation for everything.
Now, my mother would probably slap the fuck out of me, but
she would.
Like,
I'm
supposed to be. I was raised Christian, but I've went to churches where they believe we came from monkeys, from the water, from, you know, particles of the stars shot down to the water or fell down to the water, and here comes these hairy fucking beings out of the water, and we like start out like tadpoles. Like, it's ridiculous. Okay, I've been to churches like that.
It's a little bit of Darwinism. It's a little bit of came from. Okay, like that sounds like
it was
a
weird church. I've been to.
Or was that your concept of it when you were a child?
Maybe, but from my understandings, they think we came from apes. Period. Point blank to the point.
But apes as hard as
particles.
No, I want to hear their philosophy. I love that shit.
Now, like, because I've been intrigued because I went to Baptist, I went to all black churches. I've done a couple times. I'm only gonna say a couple times because I went.
I have still never been to an all black church, but I really
God, it's so
want
great.
to.
Oh, you
My
feel
parents-
the spirit.
My parents, my conservative Southern Baptist Hills of North Carolina mother, and my stepfather, who was born straight up, not privileged, but uppity.
Mm-hmm.
They, in their later part in life, were members of an all-black church, and they said it was the most spiritual, uplifting thing they've ever done.
Yeah.
And my stepdad's funeral, I mean, it was just crazy. You'd watch, and
Oh God,
they were loved by their procession, and you could tell they were probably the only people that looked like them in there, and I love that. That is fucking beautiful. Yeah. You're there to worship.
Yeah. Oh God, they have so much fun there. Oh my gosh, you feel the spirit walking in. I've been to churches. I've been to an open church where like they believe in all of whatever it's called, the open. No, it's something else. I don't know.
A non-denominational.
Yes, a non-denominational.
They can't really say that's a religion because I feel like that's the epitome of spiritual.
But you gotta put a word on it, you know. So.
No, but they also have to put a building on it. That's my problem with spiritual is.
Exactly.
I feel like the churches were born in a way, and maybe they weren't born that way, but what they've become
I thought it become a money grab.
Pass the collection plate around 5 times.
It's a money grab, so the fucking pastor can walk around with $3,000 suits and fucking gold teeth.
No, don't get me wrong. The pastor doesn't have another job. He deserves a good car.
Oh, he
deserves a good place to live. He's devoted his life to God and
definitely.
Preaching to you. But when I roll up to a church that's falling apart and I see the pastor in a Cadillac, we've got a fucking problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's a lot of that. And people, Joel Osteen, I'm going to say it right now. Fuck Joel Osteen. He's created the biggest church ever. I'm glad he gets to people. I really am. But look at his net worth. Look at all his homes, one of which is in Malibu and is valued at like fucking $200 million. He drives around in a Ferrari. No, you are not a man of God. You are a man of possession, man of the devil. Kiss my ass.
Now, I think that a pastor should have nice things. I'm not saying that.
Agreed.
He works just as hard as the rest of us.
Do you deserve to have multiple $200 million homes in a Ferrari? Or are you committed to God and you love what you do?
Right.
And you should stop asking your people for money to buy you another fucking Ferrari.
Your book says that you do not need a house to worship. You are the house of worship. Me and you talking about this right now, we are in church. You know what I mean?
Well, baby, I'll put it out there right now. I did time. You don't have to tell me. Convicts can
that's the first thing
recite.
they do is the Bible.
No, but some, long term.
Yeah.
Because they read it more than once. And they're looking for hope in their life. And it gives them hope.
Right.
And it should.
Right.
But they will be the first ones to recite and interpret correctly. Because they led a hard life. They have sinned their fucking asses off. And they're not going to tell you that your sinning was wrong.
It's interpreted the way you read it. Just like with songs or anything else.
It is definitely meant as an inspirational song. The
But-
book of Psalms, and just to say it, the book of Psalms in the Bible is dedicated that way to interpretation. It's all, let's use common sense, people.
It's all on how you interpret it. But, okay, so, I think, I've got a couple of things, okay? So, first of all, it's been since before Christ that this Bible, that they talk about.
Yeah,
so it's,
as far as
it's
the lineage
hearsay.
of Christianity, it started out with the old.
Hearsay.
So is paganism.
Power. That's what I feel like. It's like we make this book to, let's say, different things, and the United States is based on Christianity, da-da-da-da. Like, I don't understand. Like, I get how, we communicated, but it's like telephone. back when we were kids. That's what I feel like that is. But the craziest thing, now, that's as far as I can tell you with that. But let me tell you, when you were talking about they need something to reach out to, I needed that at one point in my life. I decided I was going to start reading the Bible. I still believed that I was pagan. I still, believe what I feel and everything else. But I decided, because I love religion. I want to learn about it all of it. I so
you
badly
should learn
do.
about it all.
I so do.
You know me. I absorb everything like a sponge.
Yeah. When it comes to something I'm interested in,
it's either going to make
will.
me smarter, or it's going to reinforce what I already know.
Yeah.
But
Which also
neither
makes me more
one is a
smart.
bad thing.
Smarter.
Either my faith gets stronger, or I open my mind and I see more truth.
Yeah. That's what I like about it.
You should never. My biggest thing is when I talk to people and they talk about the Muslim-Christian divide, I'm like, I get it. I do get it. You have to, and this is the way life is. And I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry, you we're millennials. Zennial kids. We can make fun of Zennials now. That's good. I'm sorry. You do have to pick a side because your values align with one side or another. It is how it is. Just like you pick a team. Just like you have to win on that team before you get a fucking trophy. This is just the way it helps character. But anyway, off subject for a minute. What I was talking about was everybody gets hung up on the Christian Muslim thing, and they're like, Allah, I don't worship in Allah. Allah is a Muslim word for God. It's a translation issue. The Muslim religion follows their first book.
God is one person. We see him as Christ. We see them as Allah.
I did a lot of research on this.
Mother Mary, or whatever the case may be, Brother John, or whatever it was.
There's a common factor here. Christians, Muslims hate each other. They have for 1,000 years.
Which is stupid. Their
it's
first
all
book.
so
similar.
The first book
Look
in the Christian religion is the Old Testament. Comes from Judaism. The Jews only believe in the Old Testament. They don't believe in any other book after that. Now, after Muslims, their first book, you know what it was? It's called the Old Testament. Also, ipso facto from Jews. Here's what happened, though. After that, the Christians developed the New Testament under Jesus Christ. The Muslims developed, I've already had too much to drink, but it was, the Quran. Thank you, Chris. Come up with your own brain shit. It was the Quran. Now, Muslims actually believe Jesus existed, but he was a prophet. He wasn't the Savior. They don't believe... Oh,
that brings up a whole other subject.
Don't believe the Savior has came yet. Because Muhammad... They worship Muhammad. No, I mean, they do to a degree, but Muhammad was also a prophet to them, but it was a higher prophet than Jesus. So that it's intertwining... I know what I believe, and I've been reinforced in this many times over through many books. And, I guess maybe I'd be more Jewish. I don't know. The book of Genesis gives me too much evidence that...
That's why you're spiritual, babe.
They predicted what was going to happen, and there's enough evidence for me right in front of me to go, oh, shit.
Yeah. Okay, so that brings... Okay, let me tell you this real quick, and then I want to go on to that prophet thing while we still have time. So, I was reading the Bible whenever I really needed, I just was interested, and I needed something past the time. I was like, the Bible. I love religion. Let's actually read the Bible, since I was, raised Christian. I was reading it, and I don't remember which, it was, the New Testament or whatever, but I remember... in the verses they were talking about, the girls, it was sisters, and the father went to bed, and the girls were sitting there talking around the campfire about how they need to pass on and keep the family name and keep the line, the bloodline, and the lineage, okay, yeah. And so one sister was saying to another sister, you need to go lay with father to try to bear a child, and I will do the same. I had to stop right there. I was like, I can't with this because this is my point of no offense to any Christians out there because I know a lot of good people are Christians. There's no offense to that. But I'm saying Christians are they're the first ones to judge you and it kills. Like, look at what you are read it as a person because you're literally saying that, interracial or bloodlines that's nasty, it's incest. But that's literally what we've probably all came from.
That is what we all came from.
Because we had to keep
whether
the
you
line
believe
going.
in science or you believe in God, it didn't start with a whole civilization of people.
And a father.
Chromosomes had to. It doesn't make it right now, and it actually makes it bad.
But that's where disease, everything.
But honey, how did we all start?
But that's my point. Okay, so that's how I feel like that's where the seizures come from. The fucking, the Down syndrome.
It's mathematics. It's okay. Look, you have to reproduce. So nowadays, yes, you cannot go mixing the same genes because you're not advancing the human race. It should be outlawed, banned.
Yeah.
Anybody who does it should be fucking shot in the head because they're not right in the head. But
hey, we can't say that.
Hold on, I can not only say that, I can use my new button. I stand by what I said. And it's not the most extreme thing I've said on here. So, look here. But we all started that way. So you're getting a story from way...
Yeah.
That is...
Which, as I went back before, it's kind of hearsay. But it's my point. It's like...
No, it's not hearsay. That's the way it had to start. So... If you believe that we crawled out of the primordial ooze,
do you believe that
there had to be two of us that did it? And
but then there goes back to Christ died and then created, the earth and then Adam and Eve.
You have that all fucking wrong. Christ had nothing to do with that. That's Jesus Christ. God created the earth.
God created it. My bad.
Then he created Adam and Eve.
Enough to drink to get things mixed up. My bad. But see, exactly. So who created God? Where did God come from? Who is this God?
We don't know.
Somebody had to make something up and be like, oh, it was this guy.
Not necessarily. Maybe it was since the beginning of time.
Then it takes it to the prophet thing, okay? My favorite subject. Okay, this is why I don't think that cults, and I think there's an air quotes as cults, are actually cults. Because if there are some out there that are just straight bullshitting, because I listen to a lot of,
No, they all believe what they're into.
Yes, because for whatever reason, some are from bullshit ass reasons, but some believe that, this is the way it is, and he did come down and speak to me and this and that. And you know what? Who's to say he didn't? Because Jesus Christ did the same.
I'm not going to say
Jesus Christ did the same thing. Now, who's to say that Mary was a virgin? I think she was. To be honest, I think she was. Because you don't have to penetrate to get pregnant. They say that air kills sperm like that. It doesn't. You can get jizz on your back and sperms go down.
You're going deep in that hole.
Yes.
Let me explain it. Let me find an explanation.
No.
Do away with
this is
verse.
Just the way, just like your mind works like that. Mine does too, with the religion part. Like,
who's
to say that she's like, I don't want to have sex yet, and so he's like, okay, let me just get off on your stomach. Tell me you have never done that with a teen when you were a teenager, okay?
I haven't.
So, okay, well, other guys have, I guarantee you.
Full and deep. That's the way I roll. Full and deep.
I have sat in a room with bitches who fucking when I was a teenager. I never did it took me a while.
Honey, you're married to me. I'm a very persuasive person. I'm gonna get what I want.
Well, okay. Well, listen. Okay, I just know it's science, and you can get pregnant without actual penetration.
You're going down the rabbit hole and trying.
I'm not going down. I'm making points.
That point was reaching very hard to dispel a scripture.
It was reaching. No, it was reaching to make the point of who's to say he wasn't. Jesus Christ wasn't a prophet. Who's to say that cults aren't true?
I am, but that's my belief. But that doesn't mean, on that note, I can't respect what other people believe, and I can't understand it. I can understand it. I can understand where Muslims come from. I really can.
Right, yeah.
But a lot of that's reinforced my belief system, and it's made me a stronger person. And I wish, and I think we're running out of time. We're about to wrap it up. But the point here is fucking respect anybody and their beliefs and talk to them.
Yeah.
Have a
Be
conversation.
open-minded.
Yeah, don't get angry when you hear something that doesn't agree with your fucking philosophy.
No, come in a different way and be like, oh, but you know what? Let me tell you how I feel. Because it might enlighten the other person. That's how we've gotten so far. That's how we've made friends. We've got so many liberal and Democrat friends. Crazy. You know what? That's okay. I love them. I love them all. They're so great.
For the record,
Good
I've deleted
people.
every one of them that have attacked me for bullshit reasons.
You should attack like they had, and I did. Well, actually, they deleted me. But you don't come at me at 6 o'clock in the morning. You don't come at anybody at 6 o'clock in the morning. But leave that shit alone and don't ever say that I worship somebody because they're whatever. Like, don't do that. Don't come at me. And I still feel bad for that because it was a really good friend of mine's boyfriend. But you know
we
what?
Shouldn't come at anybody.
He come up in our property not once but twice but 3 fucking times and disrespected us in our home and wiped his like, oh yeah, let me wipe my. That was very disrespectful. We ate it. We bit our tongue, and that's not like us. But we love this chick so much.
Definitely
and
not
that,
like
and
me,
she
but
knows
even
it.
I put forth that effort for the
Yes,
record.
she knows, and anything will never say anything about me losing my shit on him, nor
Now,
you.
We're
And
not
she's still
going to
us.
name names or bring up
never,
drama
never.
issues like that.
No, I, you know what? They're engaged. I wish them the best. I would love to marry them.
6 months.
Shut the fuck up. People say that about us. You never know. You never know.
You're
and
right.
you know what? I believe in second chances. I believe in fifth chances. You know what I mean? Like, yes, but I mean, that's why I said, like, I would love, she was my maid of honor. And I hope to be, at least be a part of it. Even if I can just attend, I would be happy to. I definitely did throw me out there to marry them. I don't think he'll allow it, but I'll sneak up in that shit.
It damn sure feels like
I'll
this.
sneak. You hear me? I'll sneak.
I know what's happening right now. Is she's obligating me to things I don't want to do.
You love me.
That's why I keep letting obligate me to things I don't want to do. But anyway, everybody, the end result of this, and I think the last phrase, and I think Montana will agree with me, is everybody until they fuck you over. I don't care what they believe. I don't care what their political values are. Until they directly hurt you, love them. Talk to them. Have a conversation. You might get smarter because of it.
Yeah. And let me say, as my ending note, I live by saying of love people for who they are, not what they do. And that includes what they say or how they feel. Be open-minded and enjoy life and love one another and be there for one another and empower each other because we're fucking Americans and America's great.
America.
America.
Seed by